Please give a warm response and welcome to the President.
Wisconsin. Good to be back in the Midwest. And good to be back in Milwaukee. Now, you may have noticed we're doing our rally a little early because we have to wrap up before the Packers-Lions game starts. So, cheeseheads, don't worry, I'm not trying to compete against that. And the Bears were also playing, so. Right now we're on the same team, people. I am here for a very important reason, and that is to ask you to vote for one of my favorite congresswomen, Gwen Moore. For your wonderful Senator, Tammy Baldwin. The next President of the United States, Kamala Harris. And if you have not voted yet, today is the last day of early voting in Milwaukee. You can still get it done before the game. Don't be offended if you leave right now. If you have an absentee ballot, do not put it in the mail at this point. Bring it to a drop box at any early voting site. And if you can't vote early, make a plan to vote on Election Day, November 5th. Polls are open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
I can open it if you need a
Just
copy.
go to let me make sure I get this right. wisdems.org /vote. And that'll tell you where you can go. And remember to bring your photo ID. And then get your friends, get your family to make a plan to vote too. Because together, 3 days, we have a chance to choose a new generation of leadership in this country and start building a more hopeful America. Now, I don't think it's any news to you that this election is going to be tight. It's going to be tight because a lot of Americans are still struggling. You know, as a country, sometimes I think we forget. We have been through a lot over these last few years. We had a historic pandemic that wreaked havoc on communities and businesses. Families. The disruptions from the pandemic caused price hikes that put a strain on family budgets. And even before the pandemic, a lot of Americans felt that no matter how hard they worked, treading water was the best they could do. So I understand why people are looking to shake things up. What I cannot understand is why anybody would think Donald Trump will shake things up in a way that is good for you. Because there is absolutely no evidence that this man thinks about anybody but himself. This is a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down that golden escalator 9 years ago. And we've seen it for over a decade now, this show of his. The late night tweets, all caps. The weird tangents and crazy conspiracy theories. The constant attempts to sell you stuff. Gold sneakers, $100,000 watch, even a Trump Bible.
There you go.
He wants you to buy the Word of God, Donald Trump edition. He's got his name right there next to Matthew and Luke. Who does that? But the point is, Donald Trump is not thinking about you. His entire campaign, just like his entire presidency, has always been based on him. It's about him. His status, his money, his ego, his grievances, his insecurities. He wants the middle class to pay the price for another huge tax bill that would mostly help him and his buddies. He doesn't care if it costs more women their reproductive freedom, because apparently he doesn't think that it's going to affect him. It won't make a difference in his life. But most of all, Donald Trump wants us to think that this country is hopelessly divided between us and them, between real Americans, quote unquote, who support him, of course, and outsiders who don't. Because he thinks that having America divided, having people angry and resentful, will increase his chances to get elected. It's as simple as that. And I'm here to tell you, Milwaukee, we do not need another 4 years of Trump's arrogance and incompetence and division. America's better than that. America's ready to turn the page. America's ready for a new story, a better story. We are ready for a President Kamala Harris. And the good news is Kamala Harris is ready for the job. This is a leader who has spent her life fighting on behalf of people who need a champion. Kamala was raised by a middle-class family, mostly by a single mom. She knows what it's like to have to scrap, save, to make ends meet. When she was in college, she worked at McDonald's to help put herself through school. She didn't pretend to work at McDonald's for her employees. Her mom was I guess 5 feet tall, a brown woman with an accent. You can imagine that she wasn't always given her due. But her mom taught Kamala and her sister to not only stand up for herself, but to also stand up for injustice. And that's exactly what Kamala has been doing her entire career. As a prosecutor,